Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Scorpio for the end of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and get into this reading here. See what's coming forward to you as we close out this month of August. Now, Scorpio, we're going to be taking a look at the final week of August. That would be the 25th, all the way until September 7th. The reason I chose September 7th is that is the full moon total lunar eclipse in Pisces. So let's go ahead and take a look at this last week here as we roll into the eclipse series. All right. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you do have the Two of Cups. Certainly, there could be a situation involving a partner here. The Two of Cups is my favorite love card in the tarot. This is like a partnership energy. This is a soul union, soul bond type energy. You can see the two souls here coming together in this lifetime. This is the strongest card for love as far as I'm concerned. It's a really deep connection to someone, you know, the Two of Cups. And for me, it's always a good thing when you see the Two of Cups. But unless you have it with something like, let's say, a Three of Swords, you know, you have to blend the cards. But right off the bat, to start with the Two of Cups, this is definitely a nice energy for love. Now, what I would also say is if you're not here for a love reading, the Two of Cups, it can represent partnering with yourself, you know, like going into partnership with yourself, or even going into partnership with another person, like if you own a business, or like partnering up with somebody in work. Anything like that could be showing up here as you have the Two of Cups here on the bottom. So let's try to expand on that more by taking a look at the rest of the cards here. So it's interesting. You do have the Page of Cups. You do have the Six of Cups. But other than that, it's swords, wands, major arcanas, pentacles. And, you know, so I'm going to try to bring in messages for both love and career business, as I usually do. I will say that there is a, all right, I'm just going to say this. If you are somebody who kind of like puts meaning into this or not, but this person that is involved here, if you're here for love, this person that you're involved with, this is like a past life connection, okay? It probably feels like you've known this person for a long time. All right, we'll expand on that more as we go along. I like what's going on in the areas of career and business for you. Right away in the middle, you have the Emperor. The Emperor is a major sign of success in career, business, work situations. This is the big boss energy, you know, that you find in the tarot. This is somebody who's maybe in charge of leading people. You know, this is somebody who is sort of like, you know, this is leadership, right? This is leadership energy, the Emperor. You may be running a division, or you may be running a company, or you may be owning a business, whatever the case is. You have progressed through your career to a certain degree. And you found success in those areas. That is the idea of the Emperor. Now, this is also the masculine part of yourself as well. In the tarot, this is also the father of the tarot, depending on which, you know, what the reading looks like. But it's usually a very good sign. And what I would say is for those of you here in business and career, you might quite literally be partnering with another company, or partnering with somebody here as you have the Two of Cups and the Emperor. You may also be making a decision like internally that I'm going to you know, commit to this thing, or I'm going to partner up with myself to, you know, progress in my career, or whatever it is that I'm doing, maybe my studies or whatever it is. You may just make a commitment to yourself here, a partnership with yourself, a union with yourself to, you know, improve on something in some way as well, which I think is also very good here, Scorpio. In the first column, you have the Six of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Swords. All right, so you have double pages here. Interestingly enough, you have two of the retrograde cards that I look for. Actually, three. You have all three. Magician being Mercury, Six of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay, so I think that in the last, I think the 3 week stretch of time prior to this, so it would have been during the retrograde. So that would have been, oh, when did that start? Let me just double check here. Oh, when did that start? My schedule's all mixed up. So that would have been, oh boy, sorry about this. Let me just get this here. Can't find it on my calendar. It ended on the 11th. It was about 3 weeks. And yeah, whatever. The 3 week Mercury retrograde period here is what I'm looking at for you. 18th to the 11th. So 18th of July to the 11th was the retrograde, and I think that there was some like dispute, or you may have had a rocky type of situation during that period of time in the last 4 weeks, we'll call it, with a significant other. Okay, the Page of Swords, it can indicate delays, it can indicate things going backwards, it can indicate things taking time, but the Page of Swords can also indicate difficult communication. And this is combined here with this idea of the Page of Cups. Some of you may have been reviewing or going back around with a significant other in the prior 4 weeks about something important here. Maybe a sense of commitment, maybe a sense of where is this, where do we lie together, these sorts of things, like where are we at together, what are our goals. You may have been like reviewing, and there may have been something that you went back to over the past 4 weeks. And now there may even be an opportunity here for you to kind of like get an answer on this. The Page of Cups, it can indicate offers of love, opportunities in love, opportunities and offers to connect with your dreams as well. In the tarot, it's a positive card, or even some offer or opportunity that comes in that really genuinely makes you happy. You then here have the Six of Swords, which can indicate transitions in life, or going through phases in life or in your situation. And what I would say is, as it relates to the relationship messages here, I think that some of you may decide that it's almost like some of you are, I'm not entirely sure, okay, because some of you here are really contemplating or thinking about maybe phasing into something new, with a person. And this could either be phasing out of that situation or phasing into that situation with this person. So this, I know that's a little confusing, Scorpio, but I think in this type of reading, what we're going to do is really take a look at the clarifications to get confirmation. Now, for the business and career people, I do think that maybe there was like a situation here in the past that you were able to sort of like review here, and it may be connected to a phasing out in your career. So or like phasing into something new. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this middle column. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Five of Wands. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles is a major sign of abundance. It's always a good message to find in a tarot reading. Ten of Pentacles, this can talk about, like at its most extreme form, generational wealth, right? Inheritances, long-term money, kind of like building a legacy or leaving a legacy. These sorts of things can show up with the Ten of Pentacles in a tarot reading. If there was one card for that, that's what it would be, And I would say that for you, this is really connecting in with that Emperor, which, for you, it's almost like you're really looking to build something for the long haul here with your career or your business or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're hoping, or you're really manifesting that this will be something long term, something that you can pass down from generations, pass down to generations. Now, others of you here, there may be an inheritance here connected, as there are other people here involved. We have double pages. We have the Emperor, which could be the father, and then we have this idea of partnership or other people here. So there may be something like that. If that is the case, if there may have been like a dispute or something like this that happened with the Five of Wands and the Page of Swords here, Scorpio, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that. The Five of Wands can be a conflict in the tarot. I do think that some of you are a little bit internally conflicted. If nothing else, some of you are internally conflicted. Yeah, actually, now that I see this lower row here, there's real internal confliction here, if that's a word. There's this really sense of this heavy sense of being internally conflicted. With that Five of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. What's interesting is your thoughts, though, like kind of like where you're going towards with like where your mind is very positive, but internally there's something there's disharmony within. Your mindset is great here as I look at this upper row, but within there's some disharmony, okay? And it may just be uncertainty. Maybe the uncertainty is creating disharmony about how something's going to play out or shake out, okay? But I like what's going on in terms of your, like where your head is, like where your mindset is. It seems like you are looking towards the future. Let me expand on that. You have the Magician, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Swords here. You know, the Magician is the master manifester. It's also the card of Mercury, but it's the master manifester in the tarot. And I love whenever the Magician is in the upper row, because this is your mindset, this is your thoughts, this is kind of what's going on in your head, so to speak. And to me, you have a manifestation mindset. Okay, you have a positive mindset here. I think that you can see the outcome of something. You may even be able to see this Ten of Pentacles vision or dream that you have. And that just the simple fact or just the simple act of being able to see something means that it's more likely to happen, or means that there's a potential for it to happen. Okay, so it seems like you're on the right path here. The thing is, with the Six of Cups, this is where, now I'm kind of hopping between timelines here. The Six of Cups for the people here for love messages, Six of Cups, Two of Cups is a classic soulmate or like past life connection. Okay, that is the classic connection in tarot to find. So if you are involved with someone, you feel like you've known this person for a while, or there's some sort of like past life timeline or situation that's playing out for you. There may even be a sense of deja vu with this person. There may even be a general sense of deja vu in your life here as well, that you may be experiencing, which is always an interesting feeling. But finally, you have the Nine of Swords, which is fear and anxiety around something, okay? So with that Page of Swords, Five of Wands, Nine of Swords in the lower row, it is sort of like you are really internally conflicted about a transition or a phase that you want to move into. But the mind is in the right spot, okay? So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here around... let's move into the clarification so I can get some more details on this. All right, we're going to start off by pulling some oracle cards here, and then we'll also move into the tarot clarifications. All right. I think that's looking like the right cards here. On the bottom, you have Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Okay. So I do think that there was some conflicts and disputes here in the past, or even like this idea of embracing the energy of peace. There was disharmony, okay? And some of you are trying to live within that and figure out what's going on there. You have Eagle, see from a higher perspective, as well as Oracle, wait for important information. I love this idea of seeing from a higher perspective. You know, some of you may be trying, you know, maybe you could find help in, or you could find, maybe you could find help in personally, whatever area here you feel like there's some internal conflict or there's some disharmony. Maybe take a step back and try to look at the overview and kind of, see the situation from a higher perspective. Take everything into consideration, like the Eagle. And then, plan, strategize, do what you need to do. You have Winter, take care of your needs, as well as Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Maybe there's an issue of security here that some of you are looking at with you're not alone and Winter, take care of your needs. Maybe some of you feel like you want some sense of security, maybe in another person or within a career situation. Finally, you have High Priestess, harness mystic power, as well as Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. I think some of the healing information for you is this idea of taking a step back and seeing something from a higher perspective, like the Eagle, and attempting to holistically look at something, right? And maybe not looking at something in a traditional way, or, looking at something in a sort of linear way, so to speak, but yeah, looking at it from a different angle, I think could be interesting for you. All right, let's go ahead and let's move into the tarot clarifications here for you, Scorpio. Now, as always, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I do hope things are going well for you. All right. Go ahead and shuffle here real quick, split the deck, and then we'll get into the tarot clarifications for you here. Okay. You have the Ten of Wands, some level of a burden here. You have the Queen of Pentacles and Five of Wands again in the lower row. Wow. Okay, something that you went back over and over and over around in the last 4 weeks is still not resolved. Okay, it's still not resolved. And maybe this is sort of stacking up as like a stress point for you. Okay. Yeah, this might be stacking up as a sort of like stressful situation. Yeah. There is disharmony here within, and hopefully I can get some clarity or guidance on what the tarot cards are, what the tarot cards have for you here. But it's just another confirmation. I do think this is connected to another person. I think there was difficult communication here, and I think you're now trying to kind of like sort out what to do with this new information. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, some of you are getting practical in a relationship. Like you're really being practical or getting practical in a relationship here and getting down to brass taxes, so to speak, on what is next for this situation. Finally, there is a bit of a burden here that you are carrying. It is connected to the next phase in whatever scenario you find yourself in this reading. Okay? The Ten of Wands person is carrying a heavy load. But the thing is, each wand that the Ten of Wands carries is some sort of like knowledge earned or wisdom gained along the way. So for you, while this is a burden, it's not anything that you can't handle. And the other thing is, the Ten of Wands may also indicate a completion that is showing up in the tarot, something that's finally coming to a close for you. Okay, so I like that for you because I do see that there's been like a sort of a revisiting of an issue or a topic over the last 4 weeks for you. You have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, I like that with the 10. You have the King of Wands, and you have the Justice card. All right, immediately when I put the Justice card down, the first phrase that popped into my mind is "you are not at fault." Some of you are internalizing something that is not your doing. Like you are being hard on yourself. You are somebody else. It's somebody else's energy or somebody else's like habits, their toxicity or something like this. Although I don't see signs of toxicity here, but there's something that you are internalizing that is not yours. Okay? It's not your doing. Like, when I say you are not at fault, I don't mean this in a legal way. I mean this in there was a dispute with another person, and you're taking blame, you're taking ownership when it's not your thing. Like, it's something that they did. Okay, so with this Justice card, this would suggest that all parties get the outcome they deserve. So, I almost think some of you are gaslighting yourself here at this time. Okay, on a different level, Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles is, for me, a really good combination because the Two of Pentacles, it indicates that there's either decreases or increases, right, in money. It could mean that like it's like a paycheck to paycheck card maybe, but it can also mean up or down in terms of money. In other words, there's instability, right? It's not like a steady stream. Okay, it's either up or down. That's the idea of the Two of Pentacles. It's combined with the Ten of Pentacles. For me, that's up. Okay, that's up. That's an increase for me. So as it relates to you in this reading, with the Emperor and the King of Wands, I think many of you are going to achieve this through business, okay, through entrepreneurship, Okay, the King of Wands is the classic entrepreneur in the tarot. I think if you're watching this, I do think that some of you could have a significant amount of success in being self-employed or owning a business, if this is something that you're interested in. If you're not interested in it, I do see positive developments in your career, in your your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you do for work. I do see significant developments in that area, but I truly think that there could be great success here for some people as self-employed or business owners, okay? With that combination, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, King of Wands, Emperor. And this is probably, like, many people don't just hop right into self-employment. You know, many people, like such as myself, start off in a career in a 9 to 5, and then they go on and they do entrepreneurship or self-employment. That's usually what people do, but not everyone. But in this case, I think for you, you have some skill set that you've honed and developed. You have experiences that you've honed and developed from your time working that you can now take and profit in your own self-employment. Something along those lines is coming into my mind. Okay, you have the 2 of Wands, you have the 3 of Cups, and you have the Ace of Swords. Okay, Ace of Swords, 9 of Swords. I like this. This is clarity of thought. Okay, this is breakthrough. And it's around here the 9 of Swords. Okay, because the 9 of Swords here is fear and anxiety. It's not exactly knowing like how something's going to pan out or shake out for you. But with this, I think that you're getting a fresh start, a breakthrough. I think you're getting clarity of thought, clarity of vision, even some divine insight here. The relationship thing's interesting. The nice thing is I don't see like infidelity or anything like that here. Okay, I don't see like third-party situation or anything like that. You do have the 3 of Cups, but it's not combined with another 3. You know, it's not combined with a 10 of Swords or a 3 of Swords or a 7 of Swords. These are the sorts of things that I look for. So I do think that you have a nice time with this person. It's just sort of like you're wondering, you're internally conflicted about what's next. Okay, you're internally conflicted about what's next, but it seems like you have a nice time with this person. Okay, 3 of Cups, celebration, you know, good vibes, good times with others, harmony. You then here have the 2 of Wands, which can indicate great potential for you in your life, especially with the Magician. I love what's going on in the headspace for you, okay? It seems like you're focused on abundance here with the 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, Magician. Like you can see this in your mind. You can see the inflow in your mind here, okay? Yeah. On the bottom, you have the 6 of Swords. Here's that phase or transition or rite of passage once again coming in. So this is I think the one thing that you're conflicted about, okay? So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards here. I do want to see what this one is. You have Distant Horizons, interesting. Okay, so that means kind of clear skies ahead. Future is bright. All right, but let's see what else we have here. Great fortune, yeah. Lovers, high honor, imprisonment, and courthouse. The imprisonment here is about this being internally conflicted. And then, like, the courthouse, I think for some of you, it's like, yeah, I'm going to say, like, maybe tying the knot or, like, some sort of, like, just formal commitment to somebody if you're not, like, interested in formally getting married. There's a formal commitment here, okay, that's maybe showing up. Something connected to documents, right? Even if that's not resonating. High honor, you're in a strong position in your career. Okay, it's showing up really heavily here. And then also your abundance is insanely well aspected and manifested for you here with the great fortune, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. This is a really nice message for you. So thank you so much for being here, Scorpio. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.